Sometimes I think he's not really my son, as if she just inserted him into my life.
That really does sound awful. Does James know?
God, no. Well, maybe he senses it, I don't know.
You don't love your own son?
No, of course I love him. I love him more than anything else in the world. I want to get closer to him. I want us to be father and son, for us to be happy. You get me?
Yes.
Richard was right. Don't you get it, Henry? He didn't lie. I remember now. I remember everything.
But John, if you're not real, then I can't be your friend. That hurts my feelings. Feelings come out of your happy brain, remember?
I am real. I'm just not real here. I have to go back to my family. My proper family. I have to call Richard.
I could tell you another story. Or we could paint a picture together. Or play a game.
Henry, there's no point in telling me a story, or painting, or playing with me, because I'm not me. You have to help me. I have to talk to Richard. That's an object from the real world. I can see it. I can see the other side.
What exactly did you watch there at Adam's Cloud Hub?
John, it's late. You should be in bed.
Do you see? It's home. I can see it. I can see everything now.
Sorry, no connection could be made. Contact City 5 Services if this condition continues.
Come on.
We could go visit Dr. Sykes. Dr. Sykes is your friend. He can help you.
You have to help me, Henry. Everyone else is a liar. Dr. Sykes, the governor, Amy, Adam. They all lie. The bot network. Maybe it'll work with the bot network.
But I'm just a toy, John. I have no access to the higher levels. Imagine the network as a big onion.
Not now, Henry. I need to restore the connection. Sally, can you access your network? Can you bypass the locks?
I'm sorry, John. I can't help you. I am damaged. Someone will come to pick me up.
You're not damaged, Sally. You're just not yourself anymore. Just like me.
There are differing opinions about that.
I think I know who you are. I think you're not even a robot.
Of course I am, John. A Y-series android.
Forget all of that. What do you remember, Sally? Who are you really?
I'm your nanny, John. Who else? But I'm damaged. Not able to compute.
Would a robot break a glass?
No.
Maybe you did, because you're not a robot.
Or because I'm damaged.
If I disappeared, would you be sad?
Of course.
Even if I was some other kid?
I do not know. I am your nanny. I am pre-programmed for you.
I think you're more than my nanny.
I do not understand, John.
She doesn't believe me. I have to try something else.
Damaged robots must be reported and recalibrated.
Do you remember this?
This item is not in my database.
But the melody. Do you remember the melody?
No. My ring. That is my ring.
Sally, robots don't wear rings.
No. I do remember. Therefore, I must be damaged.
Do you know what this is?
A memory module from the Base 5 series. Old.
You have a module like this. Do you think this is you? A small metal box?
I do not know.
This man. Do you recognize him?
No.
What do you feel when you see him?
I do not know. I feel something. I'm not sure what it is.
You see, that's us. You and me.
No.
Look at it.
John.
It's my fault.
Sally?
James. James, I'm so sorry.
James?
It was an accident. I couldn't rescue you. I tried, but there was just so much blood.
But I'm still alive.
They said they could help you. What should I have done? I had to believe them.
I am here. You did rescue me.
It's not the same, James. Being here and being alive is not the same.
Then let's go home. Please, you have to disrupt the bot network. We have to talk to Richard. Please, Mom.
I am ready. Thank you. I now have full access to family data.
Richard.
James, my God. Listen, I understand that it's really not what it looks like.
I know, Dad. I saw it all.
Yeah? And?
You told the truth.
Yeah,
But you shouldn't have done it, despite everything.
I know. Let me make it up to you. Make everything up to you. I miss you, kid. Come home.
I don't know if that's possible. And I don't know if I can.
You can. We'll help you. Okay?
Mom's here too, but she isn't quite herself yet.
We have to get you to the dome. Wait here. I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Hey there, kiddo.
Hey, Dad.
What are you doing?
Hide and seek. With Henry.
That's nice. Listen, I won't be coming home tonight. Amy and I are at the opening of Project Independence. Will you be okay alone? Sally will take care of you.
It's okay.
Great. Stay in the apartment, okay? You'll be needed.
Okay. Dad?
What, John?
Goodbye.
John, we'll see each other again tomorrow. Behave, okay?
It's the clinic bots. Henry, you have to win some time.
Your father would not like it, John.
Adam isn't my father. Lock the door.
Betty?
You have a
It's
new
me,
message
Henry.
from Aunt Joan.
I can't. John isn't here. I'm too small to open the door. I don't know who locked it. Who would want to lock me in?
John,
I know, Betty.
are you there?
Some humans are very irresponsible.
John, talk to me. Your mother and I are worried about
I'd
you.
love to, Betty, but John isn't here. He's outside.
John? I discovered a new palindrome.
Don't
Do you want to
know.
hear it?
I'm just a toy.
Hello, John. It's your great Aunt Joan here. How are you? I thought maybe we could play a game together today. Give me a call if you want to.
But first you have to open the door. Come on,
I'm
be a
afraid
clever
we're talking
boy.
in circles, Betty.
John, are you listening?
Betty? John, what's going on here? I could tell you another story. Or play a game.
Henry, there's no point in praying because
Don't be unreasonable. John, you can't fly alone.
Mom? Sally?
She has shut herself down again. Should I try to wake her?
There's no time. She'll catch up. Let's go, Henry.
We can still turn around. Do you know what you're getting into? What did you mean when you said, let's go home? This is your home, John. And why does Sally call you James? John?
There's no doors here.
And there'll be a good reason for that. Look, John, you tried everything, but now it's time to go home.
James, is everything okay? Where are you?
I'm in the dome, but I can't go any further. There's no doors.
Okay, it'll be fine. Maybe I can help you from here. It's true, no doors. Seems to be some sort of safety system. But the code is infinite.
I see it. I can guide you.
What? John? What the hell? That's...
He's changing the code?
Wait, what's this? Room layouts. I think I can change the structure of the rooms from here. I don't know how you did it, John, but it worked. Do you see the marks on the floor? Stand there. When I change the room, you'll be safe.
Maybe another layout will get us further. It's working! There's a shaft here now.
Through that very tight shaft? Great. But how does John come here now?
Try a different room, Dad. Wait a moment. Maybe it's one of the other versions.
John, I don't think I was made for these kind of tasks. Through the shaft, you say? What about now, John?
There's a door in here now, but I can't open it.
Wait.
And now? What now?
Try a different room, Dad.
What now? I can't see a way on the other side.
Trust me. Fly back, Henry. I'll do the rest. Try to wake Sally.
But somebody has to take care of you, John.
Richard will. Goodbye, Henry.
John!
John, my boy, what are you getting up to? Today is a big day. You should be at the Infinity Plaza. With your father.
With me.
It's over, Richard. Don't you understand? John belongs here.
Dad?
Yes, it's over. Breakpoint will destroy your project.
Breakpoint?
Let him go.
That was close. Maybe we should disconnect now.
No, I'll take care of it. I'll head down again. Take care of the kid.
Let my boy go! James, keep calm.
Stay with me, John.
Hey, am I interrupting?
Charlie! We deleted him.
That's Jeff.
Hey, Richard. How... Oops. Sounds as if I should leave you alone.
Jeff, call your people back. Stop this!
Sorry, but there's nothing left to be discussed. I just sent over the last server IDs. Everything will be over in a couple of minutes. And you? You have a front seat for the apocalypse. Be happy that you're not up here. Get off. I need the chair.
Raymond!
He's escaping!
Sorry, kid, but this thing here, there's no future in it.
I'm afraid there's no going back, Jeff.
What?
Your body. It's here. Next to the port.
You're at Breakpoint.
Maybe there is something to discuss.
Amy, I'm here. What's going on over there?
Very clever, Richard. But I think I found a body.
Stall him. I'll be with you in a second.
Oh no, Raymond. I'll be with you in a second.
No!
He's gone. He downloaded himself.
What? In whose body?
Raymond!
Hey, how's it going up there? Don't worry. 2 minutes into your deliverance.
Okay, do what you want.
She also wants to escape.
Let her. We'll get you quicker.
I can't go on anymore.
Lydia.
Upload me.
What?
Do it. Please.
We're losing too much time. My God. Okay, quickly. Come on, come on.
Good luck, kiddo.
Almost done.
What?
Lydia?
Hey, I'm here. Don't worry.
Who are you?
That's Lydia, James.
I'm alive.
Sir?
Simon, finally!
I have the bodies.
James.
Mom! Mom is here!
I couldn't leave you here alone.
Richard?
Lydia, we have the bodies. We have to get James into the chair. Come now!
Go. Go to your father.
Ready?
Yeah.
James?
Dad?
There you are.
Welcome back, James.
Sit in the chair, Lydia. I'll get you out of there. We have to get Tracy into the chair.
I want Mom to go.
That's not your... It's... She's just a fragment now.
Don't you love her anymore?
James, listen.
Don't you want her to live?
Sir, I am afraid we're out of time.
Dad?
Fine.
I'm ready. Good day, Richard.
Tracy.
I am Sally, Richard. I am happy to be with you again.
The city's collapsing.
He's going to die!
It was his decision. There's nothing we can do.
Maybe we could. I could download it. To me.
What? The whole city?
The amount of data is too much.
I can do it.
You could die, James.
I won't allow it. He's not real, James. He doesn't exist.
Adam doesn't exist? I have to try.
Let him, Richard.
Fine. Okay. Then try. James?
He will make it, sir.
James! Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything Everything's okay. Let's go.
Go? Where?
Home.
Okay, so that was State of Mind, and how do I put this? I enjoyed the story, and I liked the characters. And I wasn't a fan of the art style at first, but it kind of grew on me after a while. And I don't know. Stylistically, I would have chosen a slightly different direction, but as an independent, I kind of understand where they were coming from, and it was a lot easier for them to go with this particular style, so I can't really complain about it. The endings, I actually had to play through this last section about 4 times because my recordings kept coming out as, I don't know, something just kept happening. My recordings were bad, I couldn't use them, so I had to play it over and over and over again. That's why you didn't see me like hesitating very much through this last bit. My cat's wanting some attention. Go away. I went with this ending after trying the others because it felt the most satisfying, I suppose. I would have liked to have had Lydia be with Richard, but at the same time, I thought it would have been exceptionally cruel for her to be trapped in his wife's body. So that was one of the other options that you could choose, is to have Lydia be uploaded into Tracy's body. And with how Richard had been treating people the entire game, even with me going through and choosing the nicest possible options that I could for him, I don't know. I felt it was kind of poetic justice that he ended up with his wife back, but she was incomplete. And I chose to save City 5 because I honestly liked Adam quite a bit, and I wasn't going to let Lydia suffer anymore. She ended up being one of my favorite characters alongside Simon, and the fact that she ended up she was in pain the entire game, from the beginning of her section to the very end. And I felt that having her living in City 5 with Adam, who is at least a part of Richard, was better than having her continue to suffer or letting City 5 be destroyed and having her and Adam both die. So that's my, reasoning behind choosing that particular ending set. All the same, it still felt really hollow, and it didn't feel like Richard really learned anything throughout the entire game. He became less of a jerk, but it doesn't feel like anything really happened with him. There was no character development with him. There was more character development with Adam than there was with Richard. And that, to me, is kind of amusing because he's just a fragment of Richard. And we still didn't really get too much information on how Richard was scanned in the first place. They kind of glossed over that really fast. So I would have liked to have gotten more information on that. But yeah, with everything that's been going on lately, it kind of took me a bit to really sit down and redo this part over and over and over and over and over again before I could get a proper recording done. And I don't know. I've been under a lot of stress lately. That's not really an excuse, I suppose, but since this channel is not monetized and I'm just doing this for fun, I don't exactly have a regular upload schedule, and I kind of have to let my will to upload vary with whatever moods I happen to be in or whatever circumstances are affecting me in real life. One of the major annoyances in this game, and this is other than the fact that some of the puzzles are a little convoluted, that's just a design thing in general, but it was easy enough to figure them out once I realized what it was I needed to do. But this is going to sound really petty, but right here, while we're in the credits, imagine playing through this last section of the game about 4 or 5 times, maybe 6, I can't really remember anymore. And you have to sit through 35 minutes worth of credits. All these third-party licenses, all these licensing agreements, they copy-pasted every single licensing agreement from every asset, every font, every program that they used. And while I understand why, and I appreciate the fact that they're crediting these people, you can abbreviate this stuff. I don't know. Oh man, it was just painful to sit through. And most of the time I would just get up and walk away because I was hoping maybe at some point at the end there was going to be like some kind of end of credit sequence like there sometimes is, but it's just copy paste over and over and over tons of different licensing agreements. And the only reason this video, before I start fast forwarding here in a moment, the only reason this video ended up being over an hour long is because of the 35 minutes worth of credits. And I'm not going to make anyone just sit through all of it. I'm not going to super speed it, but I'm definitely going to speed it up because I do want to include everything because it's only right to do so. But I don't want to force people to sit here and read all of this. So my thoughts before I do that. I enjoy the story. I do think there were some major plot holes and just some story threads left hanging that could have been tied up nicely. I enjoyed most of the characters. I think it's a little disappointing that the main character did not end up with more character development, but in the general spirit of my channel, I do enjoy games that don't have clear-cut happy endings. I just wish that there was more meat behind the not perfectly happy ending. It's like, I think out of all of the characters, Adam and Lydia were the only ones who ended up truly happy. There's even some questioning about John. I think he was one of the clones. Well, I guess we'll call them replicants, because that's technically kind of what they are. They took a lot of nods from Blade Runner on that. But yeah, like Lydia, the one that we knew, was a replicant, and that's why she was dying so fast. In the warehouse where all the other replicants were, when she turned Richard in to try and get a new body, they did have information about children replicants that would live for a couple hundred years. And I'm assuming that's what James is. Because if not, then uploading City 5 into him would have been, 1, impossible, and 2, wouldn't have made much sense, because if he's only going to live a normal human adulthood and die at, maybe 80 to 100 years old, then every single person that's living inside of his head is just going to completely just die. And a lot of those people are not people that are alive anymore. They're just alive in City 5. So that's just kind of unfair and doesn't really make much sense. The only thing I can think of is maybe there are multiples of the same kid, and they just keep re-uploading City 5 over and over and over into new bodies that are being stored. But I don't think Richard would know how to do that, and there's no information as to whether or not the project is still continuing. So that's something that kind of was nagging at me at the end of the game. Like, there's a lot of unanswered questions and a lot of things that really don't make sense that they could have fleshed out a bit more. And the way that the game ends, it doesn't really leave itself open to a sequel in any way, or at the very least not one that would take place with the same characters, because the family situation with Richard and quote-unquote Sally and James and Simon is kind of final, and then you've got quote-unquote Amy, which is Lydia now, and Adam living in City 5 without John, kind of final, unless James can project John back into their family life, since they're all living inside of his head. I don't know, there's just lots of unanswered questions. I do love the idea of transhumanism and being able to upload yourself into a cloud system or into robotic bodies or clone bodies. That's just something that I've always really been interested in, and I'm always wondering if that's something that could ever actually happen. Are we limited to ourselves as physical beings, or is there more to us than that? Because I'm not even in a religious sense, but just in a philosophical sense. Is there more to the human body than just the physical? That's something that's always interested me. That's why I like things like Ghost in the Shell, because they moved Motoko's brain into a cybernetic body, and she still had her free will and her memories, and was still able to live as a person, essentially, but she was no longer technically human anymore. But isn't it your experiences and your memories and your personal thoughts and your free will that's something that makes you human? Which kind of makes me feel like maybe Simon wasn't just a robot. Maybe he was a fragment of somebody else that got downloaded into the robotic body. Kind of like what happened with Tracy whenever her upload went wrong and they just gave her the robotic Sally body in order to keep her in City 5. Maybe it was something that happened backwards like that. I don't know. It's just something that's really interesting to me, and that's why I wanted to play this game and why I kept playing this game, because I wanted to see if they would answer some of those questions, and they really didn't. So it's kind of disappointing, but it could have ended a lot worse, I believe. I did appreciate the game as a piece of art, because once you get around the weird art style, it is really beautiful, and it's very expressive in its own way. The voice acting is really good. The characters had a lot of depth to them, and you really start to feel for them. Or at the very least, I felt for Lydia like really badly. She deserved a lot more than what she got, I think. And honestly, I feel like we needed to hear more about Lydia's story. I mean, we saw what happened to her after they released the clone with her upload, and she ended up finding a home with the college student, but we don't know very much about her before that or what happened to the original Lydia. So, I don't know. We kind of got glimpses of it in her flashbacks, but I don't know. I wanted more out of a character that I really enjoyed, and one of the only characters that I had true feelings for in regard to her situation. I wanted to know more about her. That's all I'm saying with that. But anyways, I could ramble on about this for a while. I might do a separate video where I'm just going over individual aspects of the game, or just parts of the story, things like that, character rundowns. I always say that I'm going to do that, and I never end up doing it, but I'm trying to see if I can work with an editor and, you know, see if I can get some more impressive looking videos out, because I know my stuff's really basic. But anyways, my final thoughts on the game: I enjoyed it. I think people should play it and experience the different endings, and there are different choices that you can use for conversational interaction. Like I tried to make Richard as nice of a person as possible, even though even with the nice options, he was still a jerk. So if you wanted to go through and just make him a complete asshole, you can do that. I would love to see someone do that. The different endings, I might go back and try to re-record the different endings from, you know, making the choice whether or not to save Lydia, save Tracy, or to save City 5 or let City 5 be destroyed, that kind of stuff. Just so that way people get an idea of the different options that you have. But for now, I'm going to leave it at this, and I'm going to fast forward through the rest of the credits a bit. And I might hold a poll at some point just on my Twitter account as to what game I tackle next. I've bought quite a few more recently, and I think I might do Detroit Become Human, since I'm on my my cybernetic transhumanism, what makes a human being kick. I started playing it over on Twitch for a little while, but I want to start over because I had already screwed up quite a bit, and I don't like screwing up, especially if I already know the main path for the game, because I've watched several other people play it, including Brian Deckert, so that was really fun to watch. But I might do it and do my own playthrough, just so that way I can do things my way and let my friends see the choices that I would make through that game as well. I know I still have Heavy Rain to finish, but it's not a high priority just because I already know how the game ends, and it's kind of frustrating at the specific point that I'm at right now, and I really, really, really do not want to lose Agent Jaden. He's my favorite character in the entire game, and I do not want him to die, and I know that if I play with the controller that I have right now, I will screw it up and he will die. I've also got Beyond Two Souls, got several other games that I could play, even if it's just for like a casual gameplay. But anyways, yeah. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this storyline as much as I did. I would really like to hear your thoughts in the comments about what you think about the story, about the characters, if there were any plot holes that you noticed that I haven't mentioned, because I didn't notice everything. I never do until I go back and rewatch the entire thing. So yeah, I will catch you guys next time, and we'll see what happens with the polling and what game we come up with next. See you guys later.